Sup, y'all? You might click on this and be like, what the hell? Didn't you already do Jumpluff? Or why is it out of order? Oh my god, the order's ruined. And I agree, it's bothering me too, but this change is worthy of a re-recording. Sometimes I go back and change little things and it's not really worth re-recording. I'll just pin a comment on the video or something, but in this case, it's a pretty massive rework. So if you did watch the Jumpluff video, you might remember or recall that I was not very happy with the ability simple for it. I thought it was kind of boring. I thought it didn't make that much sense. Not to mention, its stats were the exact same as Sunflora's before. It was 75, 75, 95. And then it had less special attack and more speed, but otherwise it was extremely similar to Sunflora in terms of how it functioned. It was just had an extra flying typing, a little bit weaker, but a lot faster. It was like low-key just better Sunflora, and I didn't like that at all. It really didn't like that. It bugged me a lot. And the reason I didn't originally give them Guardian Gale, which is an ability that if you are new here, also if you're new here, you just happen to be clicking on this, welcome, hello. Click the description down below. There is a link to a Google Sheet where you can find all of these changes and buffs for yourself. I'm currently on Hoenn. I'm just recording this. I'm re-recording this old video. So yeah, don't be fooled. I'm not on Johto, I'm on Hoenn. But yes, all the moves are buffed and changed, very important, but I'm not going to waste too much time on that because this is a re-recording. So, yeah, Guardian Gale, what that does is it's essentially Delta Stream, okay? So, Jumpluff normally has a weakness to rock, and before it has weakness to ice, now it has no weakness to rock and a neutrality to rock and a 2x weakness to ice only, leaving it with poison, flying, fire, and ice, and that's it. So that's a pretty good amount of weaknesses, and then it has the ground immunity, 4x grass resist, water resist, all that fun stuff. So it's a good typing overall. Those resistances are super nice, and it has some great stats now as well. So to compensate, because you might be thinking, wasn't this just worse than the old one because it originally had simple, and that's just a much better ability? And you would be right, it is a better ability for Jumpluff because its stats are not, I mean, they're good stats, but they're not like that insane to the point where like losing that rock weakness means that it'll tank a fucking strong ass stone edge. You know, it'll probably still drop to 1 without investment, but of course you run investment for that. So I have to update the speed tier guide. They have better speed now than they used to have, and they have better phys def than they used to have than the old versions of Jumpluff. So that's already a really good thing that they have here. If this would load, please. That's super big. All right. Let me just quickly. All right, everybody. I acknowledge that 120 speed is not the most fitting speed tier for them, but they really need it. Honestly, that's the main reason I'm doing it. They just need the buff. 120 is already pretty crowded, but yeah. They're great, all right? They're super great. Regenerate is an incredible ability. They do have solid bulk overall, 75, 85, 95, but the main allure here is actually the move pool. Guardian Gale is very situational. You'll only be running that like maybe 20% of the time, 10% of the time, whenever you need. For example, you know, you're neutral to rock, and now you're super effective against rock, so that's a good thing. And then also that 2x weakness to ice. I mean, it's not a big deal, but you could make use of that for certain situations. I mostly changed it. The reason I went back and changed this is because I originally had Shaman Sky planned to have Guardian Gale, but while I was on my little 9-day break, I, you know, on my off time was just planning ahead all the Pokemon, because I already had the abilities planned, but I was going through them like again just to like see if I wanted to change anything. And then when I got up to Shaman, I was like, oh shit, actually let me change that back to this, blah 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 blah. So that left the grass flying type Guardian Gale open for Jumpluff to have. I want Prankster, but that is another grass flying type, so I can't do that. But yeah, Air Late would be worse because, like, well, yeah, great Hyper Voice, woo, but Guardian Gale's better. Also, it's more fitting and it's cooler. Oh, and also, never mind, I'm stupid. Air Late is on the other grass flying, one of the other grass. It's on Shaman Sky. Okay, so yeah, that leaves Jumpluff with Guardian Gale. Great ability still, and it fits very well given that it's, you know, it blows around in the wind and it floats in the wind and it's this cotton weed thing. So yeah, Guardian Gale is really cool. That also could be good in doubles, but doubles aren't super common. But like maybe Rainbow Rocket stuff, you know, to make your flying type ally not weak to the flying type stuff. But it's situational. Good for totems. Like totems might call out Jumpluff or something maybe if it's a flying type. I don't know. you guys get the idea. Okay, it's a solid ability, but regenerate is still your go-to one, and you do have access to the infinite ability capsule, so you can easily switch your stuff around. So that's really awesome. Movepool wise, I did give them even better moves, and they are even earlier. So they get Strength Sap at level 31, which is very early. Most Pokemon don't get Strength Sap until 40 or 50. That do get it sometimes even later, but because they are, they kind of need it, I gave them at 31. Very, very awesome, incredible healing move right there. 5 PP, you can just go to town and heal up all you want. You also have Bruce before that point, if you want that. You do have Nasty Plot, Swords Dance, and Calm Mind for setup, as well as something called Blossom Dance and other cool stuff. So Z Powder will give you +1 to all your stats and negate the opponent's fire type move, which is really nice, and that makes you super fast and super bulky and super strong. You can baton pass that boost, despite the fact that, keep in mind that baton pass is negative priority now though. Amnesia is pretty cool, especially pretty early on. Level 38 is pretty early. They also have very early Sleep Powder. Most Pokemon don't get Sleep Powder or Sleep moves until the 40s or even 50s, but again, Jumpluff gets it at 33, which is really good because you're super fast as well. Again, regen is incredible, so you can also use some like Parting Shot regen. I acknowledge, so I've been giving Parting Shot to basically like 80% of the decks because it's just a cool fucking move, and it's kind of needed in a hack with power levels this high. Like, it's kind of needed to have some defensive counterplay to stuff. I acknowledge that it doesn't fit Jumpluff that well because he's all super happy and kind, but they kind of give me like Pixie vibes in the sense that they're kind of like mischievous, you know? Maybe that's just me though. So I was like, you know what, fuck it. Also, regenerate a Parting Shot. It's good. I'll give it to him anyways. It's not that weird. So yes, I acknowledge. Also, they already had moves like Memento and Vanilla, so I was like, all right, fuck it. They can have Parting Shot then. Same goes for Nasty Plot. Heat Wave is a little bit weird, but you know, they do. The deck says that they prefer hot or like warm weather or something, and it's a flying mon, so why not give it Heat Wave? Yeah, it's kind of weird. Yeah, it would probably burn up in the fucking heat, but who cares? It's a rum hack. I can give them some weird shit every once in a while. Not to mention it's just really good coverage, as well as Earth Power, and Focus Blast, and all this other good stuff. So yeah, some of those moves don't fit that well, but what can you do? Usually I'm pretty like serious about that kind of stuff, but yeah. Cotton Guard's also great. Cotton Guard's Strength Step is huge. Level 44 is very early. You're very fast. You can get that Cotton Guard off before they can attack you. Blossom Dance gives you +2 speed and +1 to both your offenses, so you can actually run a max HP set with Blossom Dance and be super tanky and super fast and strong. So that's really awesome. And then you have Leaf Storm Regenerator at level 55, which is really awesome. 150 base power, minus special attack. You can then switch out to reset the stat drop and become super fast and super strong again, and also get your HP back. So yeah, regen's a great ability. That's basically carrying it here. Stats are solid. I mean, 85 defense with investment is pretty damn good. 95 speed with investment is good. 75 HP is a good solid HP stat, and it's just super fast. It's like it's a really good utility mon. It can set up. You know, Nasty Plot stuff is great. It's very quick, so that's really good for Nasty Plot. And or Calm Mind with Strength Sap. Strength Sap carries it as well. That's a staple move you're gonna be running for pretty much the whole game. So that's awesome. I mean, you don't. I mean, if you're playing it a different way, you don't have to. But yeah, Leech Speed Regenerator is also really good. All the, you know, Encore, all that good stuff. All right, it's a great mon. I also acknowledge that Garden Gale doesn't fit them. Oh, I have to change this VTR graph for the other two as well. I also acknowledge that Garden Gale doesn't fit them most on Skip Plume or Hoppip, but like, it's whatever. Doesn't matter that much. It fits fine. It fits fine for Skip Plume. I don't know about Jumpluff, but the speed tier was all wrong anyways. So good thing I checked it. It was a 95, so there we go. 9 of those, and we gotta do the same for Hoppip. But yeah, I don't know what else to say really. They're just really solid, fast, semi-bulky, semi-strong, mixed utility Pokemon. Like, they're really great. And if you are a smarter player, you can take great advantage of that move pool. Obviously, it's not as Unga Bunga Gunga Gunga do damage as every other fucking Pokemon in this, but doesn't mean that's not good. You know, not every Pokemon has to be that strong. Not to mention it does have setup options and stuff if you want to do damage, but you don't have to do damage. I mean, high power moves and stuff also makes a big difference, but yeah, it's just a great, solid utility support Pokemon. Very good one, actually, one of the better ones, just because of how fast it is, and that regen Parting Shot, and dual screens, and Strength Sap, and Sleep Powder, and all this great stuff. So definitely a really fun Charm, even, like, all that stuff is just really awesome and fun to use. So yeah, I'll ask you, Cotton Guard or Calm Mind. Cotton Guard plus Calm Mind would be great, actually, with like Strength Sap plus like filler move. Excuse me. Yeah, that's about it. I covered about everything. I could cover a few more things, but I mean, I'll just leave it off there. This will be a quicker video. Yeah, hopefully the Jumpluffers are satisfied out there. Yeah, I am for sure. I think it's really, really solid buffs here. I could have gone a little bit higher on the defense, but I don't really see over 90 for it. Like, it's just a fucking cotton ball. So I went with the same as Whimsicott, which is 85. So, yeah, although Whimsicott is going to have different abilities. But, yeah, yeah, super awesome here. Really quick, really awesome support. Really fun Pokemon to use. Very rewarding. If you are good at utilizing this kind of stuff, then you would be very happy to use this. But, you know, not for everybody. Yeah, that's about everything. So thank you very much for listening. I apologize for like fucking up the order, but what can you do? I had to record it because it was such a major change to the way they function. Yeah, as always, link in the description down below for the changes, as well as a Discord server link if you want to join that as well. So thank you very much, everybody, for listening, and goodbye. Last quick little thing I'll add. Charm is great with regen. Sweet Scent is great with regen. It's great for totems because what you can do is you can drop the opponent's stats and then switch out with those two moves. Sweet Scent being -1 special attack and Spidef. That's great in general, but especially for totems. And then obviously Parting Shot is really good for that because you get that regen and you drop the stats instantly. I already said that though. Yeah, all right, I'll shut up now. So thank you very much and goodbye. Goddammit, last thing. Wait, there's more. Chloroblast. Recoil move, 125 base power. That works good with regen as well because you can use the recoil, take the damage, and then switch out to heal it off. So that's also nice. But yeah, I think I'm actually done now. So thank you and good.